Well, this is Heath from Student Loan Insider, and today we're going to take a quick look on how to complete the Economic Hardship Deferment form. Now, you would go to your servicer's website to get this form, and actually when you do, it'll tell you where to send it, but I have chosen AES because their forms are really easy to get to, and plus they have a little thing up top that's going to be very helpful. So, first you put in your information, that's your social, your name, your address, telephone, email. The first thing you do then in section 2 is give the begin date you want to start this. Um, but you can't pick more than 60 days in the future. So people always say when to pick. If you have a loan coming up, a payment coming up, let's say it's the 1st and your payment's in the 20th and it's current, pick the 20th. Let's say it's delinquent, you can pick the 20th in the previous month because that's going to cover your delinquency. I would suggest doing that. So that's usually a direction I would go. If it's been delinquent for too awful long, I would usually go backwards, but do be careful because it only goes so many months forward. And you can even contact your servicer because many times administrative forbearance will be placed on like a delinquency forbearance or something like that. And then you pick which direction you qualify. So, if you've been granted an economic hardship for another servicer, you would mark 1. If you are receiving state or federal assistance, such as cash assistance, food stamps, something like that, you would mark 2. If you're a Peace Corp volunteer, you mark 3. And if you're making within 150% of the poverty line, you would mark 4. Now, if you want to know if you qualify for that, you can actually go down here to section 6. Based on your family size, see if you qualify or not. And then you figure out your monthly income and your family size. To get your monthly income, you multiply it by the amount of paychecks you have and divide by 12. So let's say you make $500 a week and you get paid every 2 weeks. That's $1,000 every 2 weeks. So it's 1,000 times 26. That's 26,000, and you divide that number by 12. You don't take your monthly amount and multiply it by 12 because that doesn't account for the 3 paycheck months. So you take it, multiply by the amount of paychecks you have, and divide by 12. And then here you only mark this if you want to pay interest while you're there. I suggest not doing that. You can pay payments while it's in deferment, you're just not required to. Then you sign and date it. And like I said, actually AES does not list where you send it to, but typically in section 7 it would say where to send the form. Now, and actually AES put theirs up here. Now it says here, they give the instructions, of course. Provide your most recent content in section 1, and the date you want to begin in section 2. Select the box you want to have the deferment. 3, check it if you're doing it with the interest. Like it says, making payments can reduce the amount of interest that you capitalize. So I do suggest doing it. I just don't suggest checking the box because then you're required to make the full interest amount instead of what you can. Now, if you're working full-time and doing section 4, you need to send in pay stubs, W-2 that includes time frame, copy of the most recently filed tax return. If you have deferment from another servicer, you need to submit proof of the approval letter or something else shows you have that. If you're receiving public assistance, you need to include proof that you're receiving or have received payments under public assistance. And if you're serving in the Peace Corps, you need to submit documentation signed and dated by an authorized Peace Corps official that certifies the beginning and anticipated end dates of your service. In these situations, Peace Corps can go long. The longest this can go is a year. The exception is typically the Peace Corps, since you can't get multiple stuff. But if you're receiving public assistance, it goes to the last date your public assistance is of that month, or a year, whatever's less. The full-time deferment's a year, and then the deferment from the servicers ends when your other deferment is. Okay, so that should take care of everything then. You can contact me. The best contact information for me is studentloaninsider@gmail.com. You can go to studentloaninsider.org/contact for other ways to contact me, such as phone or whatnot. And there is social media. It's facebook.com/studentloaninsider, Twitter @STDNTLNinsider, and there's also Google Plus and here on YouTube. So, if you have any other questions, be sure and let me know, and it'll be my pleasure to help. And I do appreciate your time today. Thank you.